Hello, everybody, and welcome to Andy the Gabby Cabby. This is a bit of an unscheduled live stream, not my usual one, right in the middle of the afternoon, in fact, lunchtime-ish. I wanted to sit there and watch who's going to be the new Prime Minister, and I thought I'd set this up and we can watch it together, blow off some cobwebs and see what we think. So I'll set the stream up and we can watch what's going on together. The decision should be imminent. So we will see. Okay, I've opted for the BBC feed because, although people aren't very impressed with that, it does seem to be the one that gives us the most coverage. So I shall mute myself and we'll turn over to the BBC and see how we do.
The dais right now, but those are the images. You and I, Vicky, can talk first of all about the announcement when it comes and how important the margin will be, because will people be right to be reading quite a lot into that margin in terms of what exactly the mandate that this new Prime Minister will have?
Yeah, in some ways. I mean, don't forget, this is the Conservative Party membership, of course, a very small select group. They get to choose. We'll get our say at a general election probably in a couple of years' time. I think actually once the result is in, I'm not sure how much it matters. I think what is more important is her support amongst the parliamentary party. Remember, lots of her MPs have not, even now, come out publicly to back her. Now, that's quite unusual. If the party goes against what the parliamentary party wants, then that can cause quite a lot of difficulty. Now, some people will say Jeremy Corbyn, it happened to him. He had hardly any backing amongst his parliamentary party, but the membership loved him and went for him. And it can cause a lot of problems. She, of course, inherits a very healthy majority from Boris Johnson. So there shouldn't be too many problems in the parliamentary side, unless, of course, she tries to do things which they find very controversial. So I think that's the key thing here, bringing that divided party together. A party that's been in power for a very long time, been through incredibly difficult times. Look at the financial crash, go back to those days, and you had the coalition, and then, of course, now the time. But I think even
if I could ask everybody, if you're watching, please hit the like button for me. That would be grand.
I assume it's going to be her in the next few minutes, wants to try and change. She wants to come in with clear ideas. She wants to make announcements quickly, and she wants to deliver things that all politicians say they want to do. Of course they do. But she says that she can do it, and she wants a team around her that can do it. And I think the suggested makeup of the cabinet that we've had so far, and I haven't had many people say that what we've seen isn't the case, is very much her people. There's not that many people at the moment being named in those big roles who didn't back her. And some people think that's going to be a mistake, that she's not bringing in the likes of Rishi Sunak necessarily into a big role, or any of his supporters. Now, is that bringing the party together, or is that going to lead to further division? I think that is, another key issue about how this party and, of course, this government goes ahead and tries to tackle the problems that are coming.
As we look at these images, and again, this is the introductory speech at the session where they will shortly announce the result of the Conservative leadership election. We expect Graham Brady to be stepping up within the next few minutes to give us the results. As we look at these images, Vicky, there'll be people watching thinking, how in touch are these people? They've been immersed in this internal battle. The country's in a bit of a state. People are alarmed and terrified in some cases about rising bills, the state of the economy generally, if we're looking at the recession. And this party, according to critics, looks as if it's more obsessed with its internal politics. Do you think that's a fair criticism? Or put it another way, how aware are they of that criticism?
I think they will be. I mean, of course, those who've been on the campaign trail have been immersed in all of that. But, they have constituents. They know what people are going through, and it's going to get worse. Now, it has felt self-indulgent. Of course, it has. The process is incredibly long. Lots of people in the party saying we've got to try and change this. I mean, it's particularly, of course, a major issue when you're in government. They've done this now several times whilst being in government. This is not an opposition party switching leaders every now and again because they can't get on. This is a party that's in government and now has the task of tackling these massive, huge problems affecting people's day-to-day lives and imminently. And lots of people, Tories as well as others, have said that there should have been more done earlier. Now, they will say, look, Nadhim Zahawi, for example, the man who's currently Chancellor but won't stay in that role, he's been working on things, that they're civil servants, that the government machine has been working on.
It should be a couple of minutes from now, folks. I think 12:37 was the timeline.
It's not going to be announced and then come into it. And here we are. We can see them now coming forward. The two candidates, Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak.
So they're approaching. They're taking their seats in the front row there, surrounded by their own supporters. And, of course, we're in
Liz Truss's husband sitting next to her there.
To the right-hand side there, Liz Truss's husband. And we're just with Therese Coffey just sitting behind, and I can see Michael Fabricant behind her. So a good representation of ministers and backbenchers. And now Sir Graham Brady with the result of this Conservative leadership election of 2022.
Thank you, Andrew. Good afternoon, everybody. On the 7th of July, the Prime Minister announced his resignation as leader of our party. The 1922 committee then organised 5 ballots over an 8-day period, concluding the part of the leadership election for which we have responsibility, and putting forward the candidates to the National Convention and CCHQ for the programme of hustings all over the United Kingdom and the ballot of the membership that is now concluded. I work closely with the board of the party, CCHQ and Civica Electoral Services to ensure that all qualifying members had the opportunity to vote and to ensure that our ballot was secure as well as free and fair. I'd like to thank the 1922 executive, and in particular my fellow officers, Naz Ghani, Will Ragg, Sir Geoffrey Clifton-Brown, Bob Blackman and Gary Sambrook, and our staff for all of their help and support, especially during the administration of the parliamentary rounds of voting. I would like to thank the party board and staff for all their hard work organising the hustings, which allowed so many members to see the candidates in action, whether in person or online. I'm grateful to CES for the professionalism with which they have dealt with the ballot in distributing, collecting and counting the votes, both online and by post. Finally, I want to thank all the party members who have taken this responsibility very seriously, all the candidates who put themselves forward for election, and in particular, my colleagues Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, who ran such excellent campaigns in the full glare of media scrutiny and who showed themselves to be outstanding candidates to be the leader of our party. Now the result. I, Sir Graham Brady, returning officer for the Conservative and Unionist Party leadership election, declare that the total number of eligible voters was 172,437. The turnout in the election was 82.6%. The total number of votes rejected was 654. The total number of valid votes given to each candidate was as follows. Rishi Sunak, 60,399. Liz Truss, 81,326. Therefore, I give notice that Liz Truss is elected as the leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party. Liz, come up on stage.
Well, thank you, Sir Graham. It's an honour to be elected as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party. I'd like to thank the 1922 committee, the party chairman and the Conservative Party for organising one of the longest job interviews in history. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank my family, my friends, my political colleagues, and all of those who helped on this campaign. I'm incredibly grateful for all of your support. I'd like to pay tribute to my fellow candidates, particularly Rishi Sunak. It's been a hard-fought campaign. I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party. And I also want to thank our outgoing leader, my friend, Boris Johnson. Boris, you got Brexit done. You crushed Jeremy Corbyn. You rolled out the vaccine and you stood up to Vladimir Putin. You were admired from Kiev to Carlisle. Friends and colleagues, thank you for putting your faith in me to lead our great Conservative Party, the greatest political party on earth. I know that our beliefs resonate with the British people. Our beliefs in freedom, in the ability to control your own life, in low taxes, in personal responsibility. And I know that's why people voted for us in such numbers in 2019. And as your party leader, I intend to deliver what we promised those voters right across our great country. During this leadership campaign, I campaigned as a Conservative and I will govern as a Conservative. And my friends, we need to show that we will deliver over the next 2 years. I will deliver a bold plan to cut taxes and grow our economy. I will deliver on the energy crisis, dealing with people's energy bills, but also dealing with the long-term issues we have on energy supply. And I will deliver on the National Health Service. But we all will deliver for our country. And I will make sure that we use all the fantastic talents of the Conservative Party, our brilliant members of Parliament and peers, our fantastic councillors, our MSs, our MSPs, all of our councillors and activists and members right across our country. Because, my friends, I know that we will deliver, we will deliver, and we will deliver. And we will deliver a great victory for the Conservative Party in 2024. Thank you. Thank you.
Liz Truss, who's just been elected as leader of the Conservative Party to succeed Boris Johnson, and tomorrow will become only the third female Prime Minister in British.
I've had just about enough of that. Yes, Alan, a tragic day for the working class. I was sat with a friend of mine last night who had similar views to you, Dave. I was at his birthday rather, and he said similar. I reckon we were screwed either way. To be quite honest, is this the best of a bad bunch? I don't know. That speech didn't inspire me at all. It was. I'll tell you what, actually. See how flat this wooden games tabletop is. Yes, very flat there. I think her speech was flatter than that. Yes, it didn't impress me at all. And as usual, it's all the relevant sound bites. I will deliver for the NHS. How? I will deliver for energy. How? I will deliver for the British people. How? You know, and they're obsessed with tax cuts and economy as well. I heard nothing in that short dribble that's gonna improve my life in any way whatsoever. I think the Conservatives change prime ministers more than I change my underwear. Yes, I change it more. I think we're all screwed, basically. I don't believe she will last. I think there will be some backdoor plot to get rid of her. And it's a disaster. Now, Rishi, out of the two of them, I get the impression had more, more inclination to try and help working class people and those that have got trouble out of the two of them. I don't believe that Liz Truss will do any of that. I really don't. And hearing the tone of her voice, the way she dresses and the way she stands, she's trying to pretend she's Maggie Thatcher. It's quite obvious. I mean, I'll see if I can find a picture just to illustrate the point. Here we go. Let me show you this. Yeah, Steve Tyler, I agree with you. As I said, I think we were screwed either way, to be honest. There you go. Trying to be Thatcher, sitting in a tank. And there was a comparable image. So I'll find the two of them. Yeah, there you go. She's trying to be Maggie Thatcher, and Maggie Thatcher, she certainly isn't. Yeah, good luck with that one. Good luck. How she fares against Keir Starmer, we'll just have to wait and see. But if Keir Starmer makes her look like a complete dullard, then we know we are in real trouble. This is the well, it's not the daily chat; it's a live stream of Andy the Gabby Cabby, just so we could share the result of this together. And let's have a look through the comments. Please make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done so already, because that does help the old algorithm. Let's have a look. I love this comment by Red Scouse. It's amazing how you can't see the strings moving her arms. Yes, Thunderbirds are going all that. Hello, Julie Baldwin. Good to see you. The front door at number 10 opens. Out walks Bozo the Clown. In walks Mummy Woodentop. Yes, I think you're right about that. British Bulldog. Her lips are moving. She must be lying. I think you could say that about most politicians, couldn't you? It's a joke. It really is. She had drama lessons. How to hold her hands. Alan Itch says. You know, you're all of the similar view. This is an absolute farce. I wouldn't trust them to deliver my post, Sharon Shooter says. Hello to you. Will she turn the boats back? Of course she won't. Neither will anybody else. Yeah, King Corona. I'm not expecting anything either. It's all talk, none of which will be achieved when she's in office. It'll be interesting to see whether Priti Patel still has a job, whether the cabinet gets a big reshuffle. We'll have to wait and see. But are we really stuck with these people till 2024? By the sounds of it, we are. Bailey, SOS, save our souls. Yeah. Julie, I'll be watching PMQs on Wednesday. Be interesting to see how she answers the questions. So we'll go with that. Where is the hidden hand? I love that screen name. If you think Liz, the WF puppet, is going to do anything for the English people, forget about it. I think probably the pair of them are guilty of that. What's this? Johnson's plotters are at it already. What odds will I get for Johnson to be next Tory leader? Yeah. Well, they said he was going to attempt to come back once he topped his bank balance up, didn't he? Yeah, I agree with you, British Bulldog. That inspired nothing in me whatsoever, that little speech. So we'll have to see. Yorkshire Monkey, happy shopper version of Thatcher. Yeah, you're all of similar views. Joke. Absolute joke. I mean, she's obviously got to go and see old Queenie tomorrow, isn't she? And get down on one knee and say, can I be Prime Minister of this country, form a government and all the usual stuff. And then we'll see what happens there. But anyway, folks, I'm going to go. Good to see all of you that have stopped by this afternoon just for this little chat, just to watch the results together and see who the new Prime Minister is. I'll be back at 9 o'clock tonight with the regular live stream, so look forward to seeing everybody then. And till later on, don't go crying in your milk too much, I know, and toodaloo.